Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, August 21st, 2023. The main fire potential impacts for the next few days are shown here. Today we're expecting another very active day for the heavy tropical moisture moving up or continuing to move up into Nevada and up into Idaho and to some extent over central Utah. We do have some dry, windy area here in eastern Utah that still has fairly low relative humidities and strong gusty winds. Otherwise, really rapidly decreasing fire danger across the area. On Tuesday, the showers will continue, especially across the northwest Nevada, and into Utah. By Wednesday, drier air pushes into the north and the west, keeping the showers and thunderstorms in place over mainly central and eastern Utah. Yesterday was a very wet day for certain areas of the Great Basin. This doesn't tell the whole picture, but heavy precip over Nevada up into southern Idaho. Some of these areas in southern Nevada got over 2 inches plus of rain in one day, and also southwest Utah. Thunderstorm activity was fairly light, as these were more just all day type showery activity showers. New initial attack for yesterday was pretty light, 5 new fires for 1 acre, and we don't have an update on our large fire growth due to weather. Precipitation for the past 7 days is shown here. We just have, we're missing Idaho, we just have Utah and Nevada here. But these areas in the last 7 days, this doesn't include yesterday, had some pretty impressive precip amounts. There's pockets of yellow in here that are over 2 inches of rain in the past 7 days. And then even in this little yellow pocket here in southern Nevada, there's a red dot, which is 5 inches of rain for that area in southern Nevada. Of course, you can imagine most of this is well above normal, over the 600% of normal level, probably much higher than that if we had a higher rating. ERCs have been on the downward trend as well, as you could imagine. So across here on the Boise National Forest, those values have dropped dramatically to much below normal for the time of year, and same thing here in southern Nevada, well below normal for the time of year, and we'll continue to see those values decrease for the next couple of days before things begin to dry out. Of course, fire danger is low across the entire Great Basin, according to the energy release component percentile values. This morning's satellite imagery shows post-tropical storm Hillary here. It's still moving inland over southern and central California, allowing moisture to stream northward into the Great Basin for continued showers across much of Nevada, Idaho, and up into central Utah and western Wyoming. So pretty much everywhere across the Great Basin today, except for this small sliver over eastern Utah. So for this afternoon, moisture is in place across much of the Great Basin for showers across the area, for all but really far eastern Utah, where we still have dry conditions with gusty winds, but no high risk. A closer look at the precip shows where the heaviest precip will be in these across western and southern Nevada up into Idaho, the higher elevations of Utah, where we see these like purples and pinks. We're in over, a half an inch up to an inch of precipitation in these areas for the day. And then we have a couple dry spots over far western Utah and far eastern Utah. Very gusty winds today as well over Idaho and across much of Utah and eastern Nevada, but the area where we'll have dry conditions will also be over eastern Utah with those gusty winds and lowish relative humidities there today. Elsewhere across the area is cooler with high relative humidities. On Tuesday, the moisture starts to move a little bit further eastward. We'll see precip fill in a little bit more over Utah and some drier air starting to make its way into southern Nevada. No high risk, and in fact, our whole entire area is in the little or no risk for large fire category. So again, the precip total still impressive over Idaho, portions of northwest Nevada, and much of central and eastern Utah, but seeing some drying return to the south. Minimum relative humidities are quite high across the entire area, and again, this is the minimum relative humidities. We don't see many values below 35% out there for Tuesday. On Wednesday, drier air continues to move in, especially we'll see the drier air move into the north for decreasing showers across Idaho and Nevada, but showers will remain in place over Utah and the Arizona Strip. Still very low fire danger area wide. So the probability of precipitation for Wednesday really decreases across Nevada and southern Idaho. We'll still see some showers lingering over the mountains of central Idaho and western Wyoming, but the heavier chances for precipitation will be over Utah and the Arizona Strip. Maximum temperature is still staying fairly cool for the time of year with highs mostly in the 80s. The 3-day precip totals are shown here. Some pretty heavy amounts still coming our way. These blues in Nevada are going to be an inch, inch and a half. The red pockets of pink and red are between 2 and 3 inches. So still some pretty heavy rain coming to the mountains of western and central Idaho as well. On Thursday, the moisture remains in place over Utah and eastern Nevada, with drier air continuing over much of Nevada and Idaho. And then on Friday, we'll see showers decreasing across portions of Utah as drier southerly southwest flow starts to move in out ahead of this low off the Pacific coast. And then we'll see more of that drying into Saturday across the area. Warming temperatures, drying conditions with that low off the Pacific coast remaining in place. And then more of that into Sunday as that low remains in place. So the 7-day totals, some of the areas look the same as the short term, mainly Idaho and Nevada, but Utah will continue to see showers and thunderstorms through at least Thursday, maybe into Friday, before drying for the weekend. So some pretty heavy totals for the 7 days in Utah and western Idaho. The extended forecast for August 28th to September 3rd calls for above normal temperatures for most of the Great Basin, as well as above normal potential for moisture precipitation over the area as well. That concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.